I once heard about these web-based hospitality communities like couchsurfing because of a friend, actually. It was my ex-girlfriend who had a flatmate, and she invited somebody over from Finland, and I was kind of like surprised where they know each other from. And they told me that they knew each other through that website, and I thought, oh, that's an interesting idea. It's pretty nice, actually. And I became immediately interested in the idea of sharing your home with some strangers just for your own fun and for some stories from Finland, or that's more or less like the reason why they do it, no? Just for like to know more about the world without traveling. After a year or something, I totally forgot about it, but then I had to go to some other place in Germany for a photo festival, actually. And I thought, oh, that might be a good chance to try it out on my own, to just know what it is like to be a guest at a stranger's place. And I went there, and it was just a very nice experience. I was there for 2 nights only, and I changed the host so that I could get the most of it, just like to know as many people as possible through that way. And both times it was just like a wonderful experience. And I thought, okay, that's nice. I want to do some story about it, some sort of a story. And I was writing a proposal and proposing it to a grant. So I got the grant, and that was my own assignment from that moment on. I started working on that, like doing some research, and I found out that it's a pretty rapidly growing network with many people participating all around the world. And I thought, oh, that's so interesting, but it's kind of difficult to do some photographic essay about it because it's just people sitting there and talking or sleeping. So what's that pictures about? And I like to see people doing stuff in front of the camera, like interacting. It was quite hard to me to see how I could do something about it. And I now found out that it is just the only way to do it is accompanying some travelers whilst doing trips using couchsurfing. As I was searching for the traveling protagonists, I was requesting them through forum groups in the website, and I set up some announcement to see if there is somebody interested in being accompanied by me. And they were like writing to me because there were like actually plenty people interested in taking me along. Maybe a person from Rome going to Amsterdam was not interesting for me, but somebody with like some trips which were like culturally very different, that was like my main aim, no? So to show wherever in the world it takes place, it can be similar or not, or just to have an idea what it is about. To India I went with a girl from Korea and another girl from Algeria, and they didn't know each other either. They met through that website in the moment I met them in Bombay. And finally, we were a group of 3 people from very different cultural backgrounds. One very strictly Catholic from the Korean girl, the other one very strict Muslim, and me like atheist, Dick from Germany, and our first host there, he was a 65 years old Navy captain who was religious as well, but of course he was Indian, so he was from another religious and cultural background as we were. So I thought, oh, that might show a diverse picture of how people can get together without having many links. Just that website is the only link, and then the other ones were like that too, like the other 3 constellations, more or less. I was traveling with them for weeks, with every protagonist, at least for 3 weeks, and like for the African trip, for instance, it was like 7 weeks in total, but traveling time, I would say maybe 5 weeks. So I was really involved, of course.